You know what lesson I learned from Monsters University? Go to college. Play that music, Lim.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, and welcome to an educational episode of the Good Leader Podcast. Why? Because it's Pixarpalooza, and we are finishing strong with the Monsters University. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you about playing to your strengths. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will go its whole life thinking it's stupid. Albert Einstein. You guys have heard that quote before?
Yeah.
I love that quote.
Yeah.
I love that quote. Playing to your strengths is a big lesson about Mike Wazowski versus James Sullivan. And his name's James Sullivan?
Yep.
It's Sully, but James Sullivan, right?
James
P. Sullivan.
Sullivan.
All right,
So
great.
that's
I
the
thought
one.
so. I knew you guys would know it. And so in playing to your strengths, I've come across something that I had never heard of until this. Maybe you all know about it. Good Leader podcast listeners out there, you might know about it, but if you don't, check it out. It was by Harvard Business Review, and it's an exercise called the Reflected Best Self Exercise.
Okay.
Reflected Best Self Exercise. They call it the RBS. RBS exercise. I don't like it. I don't like that. I know. I'm just telling you what they said. They kept referring to RBS, and I was like, what the heck
Sounds
is RBS?
a lot like RBF.
I know. RBS exercise. Reflected Best Self Exercise. You guys know? Have you heard about this,
I have
Lemuel?
not.
I have not.
No.
No.
Brian? Kyle?
Nope.
Well, that trio, rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a podcasting tub. That's Lemuel, Brian, and Kyle, respectively.
Oh,
Once
hey,
again,
everybody.
the all-male episode of the Good Leader Podcast. Do any ladies work for
Boys
Paradigm
Day.
Shift anymore? What's going on
Who
here?
knows?
Who's doing the podcast scheduling? We keep ending up with these yahoos.
Not me.
I tell you what's happening. The ladies are keeping Paradigm Shift afloat,
Facts.
making money while we're in here podcasting.
I don't have anything better to do.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Talking
very
about
much.
Pixar.
Once again, thank you, ladies. We talked about cruise and imposter syndrome,
Couldn't do
breaking through
without
that
you.
glass windshield. What was the older woman's car name in Cars 3? Like the lady in the Hudson.
the old racer?
The old racer. I wanted to bring her up on the last episode, and I could not remember her name.
I thought you were talking about the school bus at the mud rally.
Miss Fritter. That's Miss
Now
Fritter.
that one, oh yeah. Oh, I
Miss
forgot all
Fritter's
about the
awesome.
demolition derby. That was a good sequence.
It
in
is
that
a
one.
great scene.
But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about the Reflected Best Self Exercise. Here it is. Google it up. Check it out from Harvard Business Review. But when you're talking about playing to your strengths, because that's a big lesson that I took away from Monsters University. But playing to your strengths, knowing who you are. I got lots of lessons from Monsters U. But there are 4 parts to this. The first part is feedback. Seeking feedback. It's almost like a 360-degree survey. Makes sense. But only positive stuff. So remember, it's the reflected best self. This is talking about playing to your strengths. And so instead of seeking both positive and negative feedback, it would be like me reaching out to, they say anywhere from 10 to 12 colleagues, people from your past, people from your present, but saying, Kyle, tell me, just let me know, what are some moments you've seen me make a positive influence or impact? What are things that you think I do well? You get that feedback. Step 2, seek patterns. This is really cool because they introduced this cluster method, and I really liked it. It was like this graph where they talk about one category was like ethics and accountability. Another one was team building skills. Another one was action oriented stuff. It was like, oh, that's really cool. And then it'd be like, okay, so of the responses, you're not making it up yourself though. You're looking at these responses and you're saying, okay, ethics and accountability, boom. And then you create the patterns from that. So that's the cluster method on creating patterns. And number 3, you compose a self-portrait. So this is the reflected best self exercise. Because I think it's easy, and we tout this all the time. We tell people, play to your strengths. When we're doing exercise, we think, this above all, to thine own self be true. Know who you are and play to your strengths. But I think often when we get in the workplace, we don't do that. One part is because I think we just lack the knowledge. We lack the self-awareness of knowing what I'm actually good at. And this is a different way to do it. So number 3 was compose a self-portrait. And then 4, redesign your job within those ideas. So, okay, then how can I overlay my best self, reflective best self exercise? How can I overlay that best self with these current job requirements or duties? So it's easy for me to say that. I would say encourage you, if you want to play to your strengths, remember, we're talking about the fish climbing the tree. If you feel yourself especially frustrated and feel like I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough to have this position, I'm not qualified to get that promotion, pause. You're probably looking at yourself through an overly negative lens. Go through some work. It's going to take some work to do this reflected best self exercise, but it's probably worth it. I've got 3 quick reasons that might be stopping you that I want to share, because I was thinking about this. I was like, play to your strengths seems like such an easy thing for us to do. Why don't we do it more? Number 1, social pressure. I think that something as simple as money. Like, I'm doing this job because it's a good paycheck, but I don't play to my strengths at all. I'm frustrated by it. But I'm making a living. I'm making a good living. Okay, so social pressures like that, money, goals, expectations of others, expected outcomes. Oh, you're great at this. You should go to this. That's what I mean by social pressure. Number 2, self-limiting beliefs or creating an identity in weaknesses.
Yeah.
Creating an identity like, well, this is just who I am.
The Dory effect.
It's the Dory effect. Oh, that's Kyle. Way to bring it all the way back around. Kyle, give yourself a ghost point for the game later. That ghost point might come in handy if there's a tiebreaker.
Nice.
Because it's the Dory effect. Dory has created her identity in identifying herself. Hi, I'm Dory. Oh, I'm sorry. I have short-term memory loss. Instead of, hi, I'm Dory. I speak whale. I'm the fastest fish here. I have more perseverance than anyone.
She can read.
I can read, and I actually have good long-term memory. Wow, you are the strongest fish on this entire movie. But she identifies herself with her weakness, and that's often why we don't play to our strengths. And finally, number 3, allowing the job to dictate your style. Especially if you've been in a job for a while. It's like, well, this is the job. I just do this and I do this. Innovate within your job. The job is that I think of it, we talk a lot about sports because we love sports, but there are lots of ways. There are rules within a sport, but there are lots of ways to play. So think of your job description as the rules of the game, but there are lots of ways to play, lots of styles, lots in the playbook, and design your job around your strengths. Innovate, redesign your job. I like that. When we come back from the break, we're not just going to talk about playing to your strengths. We're going to talk about other leadership lessons that we learned from Monsters University. You heard Kyle encourage you to go to college. Post-secondary success is a major attribute to long-term success. If you are in TRIO, Gear Up, or any other student access programming and you are looking for curriculum or programming, check out ps.company. Paradigm Shift has proudly partnered with student success agencies for over a decade, and we would love to partner with you. So go to www.ps.company right now and see if we are a good fit. We know you believe in your students, and we believe in you.
And that was pretty good.
It was. That was done.
You like that?
You should start a company.
Fun fact. Speaking of
Thinking about speaking for a living.
Speaking of post-secondary stuff, Georgetown has a specific center dedicated to research on education and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they came out with a study that said by 2027, every single good job, their definition of what a good job is in America, will require at least a bachelor's degree.
Really?
70% by 2027.
The robots are going to make us go to college?
Apparently.
Wow.
According to Georgetown's educational research.
Hey, speaking of going to college, Pixarpalooza and Monsters University, I've got a hot take that is going to singe your eyebrows off, boys, at the end of this. But I got to save that before I get to that. We got a game. This game is called By the Numbers. Hit that music. Hit me that game music, Lim, because this is a good one. You guys are going to like this game, all three of you. Kyle, you're already leading the way with the ghost point. Yes. Lim, are you playing the music? That's it. That's it. There it is.
I was waiting for the break.
By the Numbers.
Okay, Lim.
Oh.
Lim's stepping up the soundboard game.
I was about to say, you put a little compressor on that.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to give you a category. You're all three going to answer simultaneously. So write it down on your phone, just so, for accountability's sake.
Okay.
But there's one correct answer for each one, and you get a chance to get it. Every answer is a number. For example, give me the number of Pixar films released.
Don't
Feature
say it out
films.
loud.
Feature films. Yep. Write your answer down very quickly, and then you're going to share it. On the count of three, you're going to say it in the microphone. Actually, no, not say it. Kyle, what's your number?
27.
Brian.
24.
Lim.
14.
The answer is Kyle got it. 27. That's a point for Kyle.
I almost said 26. I was like, no, that's too much.
All right, point for
Still
Kyle.
be wrong.
All right, here we go. Number 2. How many Pixar films have made over $1 billion in the global box office?
Oh, my God.
So I'm looking for a number. I'm looking for a number for every answer. You don't have to name the films. Just how many have made over $1 billion from the box office? A couple of episodes ago, we did the top 10 box office. So you know which ones did really well, but which ones, how many, not which ones, excuse me, made over $1 billion. You got your number?
I do.
Lemuel, give me your number.
4.
Brian?
0.
Kyle?
6.
The answer is 3. Oh. Lemuel, give yourself a point because you were the closest. I'm going to give you a point for that, Lem.
I gotta quit second guessing myself.
All right. Question number 3. How many Pixar films have a 90% or better rating on Rotten Tomatoes?
Gosh.
Guys, you like this game, right? This is a good game.
This is a good game.
Thank you very much.
This is a good game.
I had to pat myself on the back,
This is a good game.
I don't get a lot of credit. Sometimes my games are
Rotten
not so great.
Tomato
This one,
score?
over 90%.
Over 90.
Over 90. How many are over 90? That's a high Rotten Tomatoes. But
That is a high,
over 90 is very high.
Rotten Tomatoes.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Going
I will
the
say
first
some
guess.
of them have 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. But how many are over 90? Okay, you got your numbers?
Yep.
Brian, what's your number?
8.
Lim.
14.
Kyle.
5.
The answer is 18. Lemuel takes the point.
Good job, Pixar.
18 of their 27 films have over a 90% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That is success. That is sustained.
impressive.
That is what sustained consistent excellence. That's what I would call
Somebody's
that.
out there like, why are they doing so much Pixar stuff? That's why.
That is why.
that's
That is
why.
consistent excellence.
Wow.
All right, here we go. How many of the Pixar films have under a 50% Rotten Tomatoes rating? So go the other way. How many have under a 50%? 18 of the 27 are 18 of the 27 are above 90. How many are below 50? Okay, Kyle,
2.
Brian,
2.
Lim.
0.
The answer is 1.
Wow.
So no points. You guys all tied on that
Dang
one.
it.
All right.
Which one?
Cars
this
2.
game.
Wow.
Cars
Good
2.
Dinosaur was above 50.
Of course
Cars
it
two.
is.
Good for you, Dinosaur.
It's at-
Honestly, my
it's
thought
sitting
was
at-
Cars 2
it's
and
at
The Good
30.
Dinosaur.
That's where I was.
It's at 30. All right, here we go.
Wow.
What is Lightning McQueen's racing number? What is Lightning McQueen's racing number? We talked all about cars. Brian is now covering his answer because he knows. He's like, I gotta get a point. I don't want anybody to see. I don't want to be cheating
I
here.
want a point. I'm going to tie, though. I know Kyle's going to get it.
All right, Lim, give me your guess first.
3.
Stupid.
Kyle,
95.
Not you, Lim. 95.
95. Each of you get a point. You both get the point.
Hey,
All
I'll
right.
take a point.
Point for 95. Do you know why it's 95? Buzz in if you know the answer. Why is it 95? Buzz in.
Buzz.
Kyle.
1995 was the year of the first Pixar film.
100%. 1995 was the year Toy Story was released. Kyle, give yourself a ghost point.
Wow.
Let's go.
All right. This is a fun question. What is the total amount in dollars of all
gosh.
the Pixar films?
Holy.
Now, as a hint.
Money?
Money. As a hint.
Oh my gosh.
You know that 3 of them made over $1 billion. We learned that earlier in this game. But by the numbers, what is the total box office
you want,
worldwide revenue of
like
all 27 total? I'm looking for one number. You know, like, how much money has the Pixar films made? $1 billion. That's what I'm looking for.
You don't want like point whatever. It's just round to the nearest billion.
I have it. I have it to the closest million. No, I have it to the closest. Well, I don't want to give you too many hints.
100 million.
100 million.
Okay,
I
so
have
it's-
it 100 million.
So it's going to be a billion point something.
You're just helping Kyle, but yes, you're just helping him out, giving him your strategy there. Yep. All right, Brian, give me your answer.
I'm waiting for Kyle to write.
Kyle, give me your math. Hurry. 3, 2, 1. Give me a guess.
12.8 billion.
Brian.
9.4 billion.
Lim.
18.4 billion.
Ooh, I don't know the math, but it's 15.4 billion. So I think that'd be Lemuel, I think. Close. Kyle's
your number?
12 point.
18.4.
Tell you what, Lemuel, you get a point. Kyle, you get a point.
Wait. If
Okay,
it's
split the
actually
difference.
closer. What was yours?
I don't know. I'm
12?
not doing the math.
12.8 is mine.
Oh,
I'm
mine's closer.
so bad at
Okay,
this
because you said
game.
18.4?
Yeah, way closer.
Well, then
I'm closer.
Kyle's closer.
Kyle's
Wait.
Thanks for the point.
I was like, that, yeah. I mean, according
I'll
to
take it.
the
You're
universal
3 points
law-
away. I'm less than 3
according
points
to the
away.
Oh,
universal
you're right.
laws of math, then
I'll
Kyle's
take that
right.
point. Thank you.
Whatever.
Kyle, man, Lim, come on. Good game lesson. If somebody gives you the point, take it. All right, here we go. How many of Pixar's 27 films have won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature?
Oh, gosh.
How many of their 27 films have won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature? Once again, by the numbers.
1 not nominated.
I'm sorry, not
What?
Yes, winners.
Winner. Got it.
Yeah.
I thought you were answering one. I
did
was like,
too.
okay, we can do
Okay,
our
cool,
numbers.
good.
I was like, I'm ready if you're
How
ready.
many
fast.
won?
How many won?
W.
Not nominated. I don't know the answer for nominated. All right, Kyle,
8.
Brian,
7.
Lemuel.
20.
The answer is 11. 11.
Take that point.
Give yourself a point, Kyle. 11. I think the first one was Finding Nemo.
It was.
Because it wasn't a category before that.
Oh, was it not?
Yeah, I think Finding Nemo won the first ever that it was a
Wow,
best.
really?
Yeah, that was the first time it was a category.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. All right, last one. How many, by the numbers, has John Ratzenberger
Oh my
been
gosh.
in? How many
jeez.
Pixar films has John Ratzenberger? This is the voice of Pig, as you call him, Ham. It's that guy's voice. How many Pixar films has that man voiced? How many films?
5.
Lim says 5.
19.
Brian says 19. Kyle says
21.
the answer is 22.
So close.
And the winner is Kyle. All right, Brian came in a distant second or third. I wasn't keep track. Actually, I think you're third.
Yeah, because
got 3
Kyle
points.
would guess
Yeah.
either right. We would just swap sides of the answer.
Well, sorry, Wazowski.
This is a stupid game.
How many points you have?
Hey, what'd you learn? What'd you learn from Monster? You'll say how many points did you have?
This is a stupid game.
Hey, you might
I'm
wanna
not
go to
talking about
college.
this game. I'm not talking about
Or
this game.
trade school.
Or trade school. Yeah, trade school's great.
Monsters Trade School.
All right. Hey, we gotta go fast here today because we're on an unusual clock today. So we gotta go fast. Give me your Monsters University hot takes, big takeaways as we close shop. What do you got? This is Pixarpalooza. This is a big show. This is a big episode. We've had a lot of fun already. But Brian, give me your
Gosh.
big takeaways from Monsters University.
Man, biggest takeaways from Monsters University. You may have certain goals and aspirations that you have set, but those things may need to change.
Wow. Okay. Anything else? I've got a ton.
yeah,
and
I mean-
I'm gonna edit here because
Yeah,
I got so many.
surround
Anything
yourself
else?
with the right people.
Ooh,
Just
I love
because
it.
the
That
right
is
people doesn't
good.
necessarily mean success to everyone else.
Randall.
Oh, Kyle, what do you got?
One frightening face does not a scarer make, Mr. Sullivan. Yeah. Whenever
What a great quote.
When Mike Wazowski
Yes,
beats him,
yes.
man, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Boom,
Did
that's
you
on
put
my
that down?
list. Yes,
nice.
I did.
It's
I
not
was
even a
gonna
quote
make
from
the
the
quote.
movie, but
No.
it's like
It's- yeah.
He just worked his tail off and did a great job.
I got a quote from Sulley too. Another
Go
time
for
he
it.
says, "You don't need to study scaring. You just do it. You don't need to study scaring. You just do
just
it." Which
do
goes
it.
talent
Goes into the
versus hard
confidence.
work.
Yeah.
Yes, you got to work hard,
Yeah.
persevere. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. All right, what else?
Johnny and Mike are having a conversation, and Johnny says, "Enjoy the attention while it lasts, boys. After you lose, no one will remember you." And Mike says, "Maybe, but when you lose, no one will let you forget it."
That's right.
Oh.
What's the fraternity that those guys were in?
They are in.
You know it, Brian.
I do know it. Sigma Kappa.
Roar Omega.
Roar,
No,
Omega,
Roar, Omega.
roar.
I'm talking about Johnny. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Johnny's
so
Roar
yeah,
Omega.
yeah,
Roar,
Roar
right?
Omega,
You know that
Roar,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Uzma Kappa.
Uzma
Kappa.
Kappa. is the
Uzma
other one.
Kappa.
I was like,
Kappa.
wait, no, Sigma Kappa is an actual.
Also, can I just share Don Carlton?
The Greek names are awesome.
Don
Yeah, they
Carlton,
are.
the
Yes.
guy with the tentacles that was like a
yeah.
computer guy, and then he went
Yeah.
back. Man, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, he went to learn computers.
Yeah.
Wasn't
to
he like a
learn the
salesman?
computers.
Yeah.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
in sales.
I love that guy.
Carlton. Don Carlton sales.
Your non-traditional college student. Hey, if you're a non-traditional college student listening to this podcast, good on you. I'm hiring Don Carlton. I want to hire you. I don't have any hiring abilities.
Is he your hire though? Is
Yeah.
Don Carlton your hire? Me too.
100%.
I put Don Carlton as my
He's
number
great.
one hire.
I love him.
He's great. I love it. I love it. All right, I got lots of lessons. I did the hard work beats talent. I put never give up. I like this one. Goals lead to new goals.
Yeah.
Mike Wazowski is a goal setter, and even though
is,
he didn't, he never really fully achieves any of his goals, but he keeps getting closer to his destination. Like he just keeps getting, and because of that, okay. So my second, goals lead to new goals. So the reason that goal setting is important is not because I'm going to achieve every goal, but it's because I start that mindset and I get further than I was. I get closer to where I want to be.
He's got that 20 vision.
He does. He does. Yeah.
Just 20.
Just
Yeah.
what?
Just 20
He's got
vision.
one
He only
eye.
has one eye.
He's got one
20
eye.
vision.
We broke Jared.
That was awesome.
I
That was
did
good,
I didn't
Liam.
follow. I was
That
like,
was good.
I was like, what?
That's
Yeah,
great.
it was good.
He's got that
That's
20
great.
vision. I was like, yeah. What?
Tell you what, I got a leadership
That was
lesson.
awesome.
I,
Give it to me.
I
That
don't
was
remember
awesome.
the head dean scary lady's name, but
yeah, scary lady.
don't set arbitrary
Hardscrabble.
Hardscrabble?
Yep.
Hard Scrabble.
Don't
yeah.
set arbitrary standards just because of tradition. There might be somebody new in your organization who would be amazing at something, and just because it is a tradition, you might be overlooking them.
Well, I got one.
Wow.
I got a quote from her. At the end of the movie, she says, "You two did something that had never happens. You surprised me. Perhaps I should keep an eye out for more surprises in my program." Right? That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
100%.
So she learned the lesson.
Yeah. Hey, good on you.
Good
for
on
her.
you,
Hard
Hard Scrabble.
The dragon.
All right, I got one more lesson, then we're
Monster
done here.
lady.
Adversity only stops you if you choose. The difference between failure and success is one more try. That's what I'm talking about. Mike Wazowski kept going, and then at the end, they go to the mailroom. Start small. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, here's my hot take, and then we're closing out. Monsters University is the best prequel or sequel ever made.
Wow.
Whoa.
Monsters University
That's
is
very
the
hot.
best prequel or sequel ever made. I stand firmly on that it is the best
You know
prequel.
what?
It is the best prequel ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to say sequel ever.
Do you mean out
Silence
of
of
like
the Lambs?
I was gonna say, do you mean out of like all
Empire
movies
Strikes
of
Back?
all time?
Empire?
Yeah.
Wow.
I said it's a hot take, and I said it to
That
scorch
is
your eyebrows.
Whoa.
Here's why.
Flaming
Here's why I
hot.
stand by
I
it.
was gonna agree with it, Pixar, but gee.
No, of every movie. It
Wow.
holds up. Here's the thing. It takes nothing away from the original, It builds upon the original premises.
It's better than the original.
I think it's better than the original.
It is better than the original.
But there is no Deus Ex Machina that you have to justify. There's no like, oh, okay, we did this in the first one, but now in the second one, we're kind of altering time. We're changing this thing. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of sequels where it's like, okay, you really shoehorn that in to make the plot work. Nope. Yeah. You learn a lot about each of these characters and the why behind the first movie. I'm standing by it.
Wow.
There you go. That's my hot take of the day.
Wow. That is hot.
Well, tell you what.
Scorcher.
Too hot for me.
I don't know if you agree with it or disagree with it, but you got to know that Monsters University is coming in hot with a lot of leadership lessons. You guys think it's got a chance to win? I think it does.
Gosh,
It's got a chance.
You convinced me on Cars 3. I was out,
I
but
put
now
it
I'm
as
back
like
in.
a 1 or 2 seed.
Man, I tell you
back at
what,
the top.
Monsters U and Cars 3, I
Man,
think
that's
are
a battle.
I think that's the number 1, number 2 seed
That's a
going
battle.
into this thing. We'll
Could
see.
be.
All right. Check us out on social media at Paradigm Shift Leadership. You can check out all these good leader outtakes and more. You can also vote on who you think should win the Pixarpalooza Best Leadership Lessons of All Time. Hey, whether you learn from Pixar, whether you learn from your mom, your dad, your brother, or anybody else, be a learner and be a good leader.